It's day 2 in Oslo, and because the Airbnb is only up the road, we decided to do the Fram Museum and the Kon-Tiki Museum this morning, Sunday. They both open at 10 a.m, so we've got about 10 minutes to go. So I'm going to do inside the Fram. We'll have a little walk around, see what's what. Then we'll cross the road and go to the Kon-Tiki Museum. I think these things are very much a case of you could do it in 15 minutes. Quick walk around, see the information, register the information, or you could come here and spend a couple of hours in each of the buildings. It's all quiet in Oslo. And there's my boy, patiently waiting. Wouldn't be cheeky and go down the grass. There's a statue of the explorer Roald Amundsen and his crew. It is called 90 Degrees South. That is Roald Amundsen. To his left is Sverre Hassel. To his left is Helmer Hansen. Now I'm assuming these are good likenesses. On the far right of Roald Amundsen we've got Olav Bjørland, and then this is Oscar Wisting. So just the 5 of them. Why did I have that in my head that there was a huge gang of explorers? But no. It's kind of nice and fitting that they're actually looking out to sea, because they were explorers, right? So that's the first thing you want to do, is go out to sea. Okay, enough rambling. Let's go in. You get a nice map of it. Oh, so the other building on the other side, you can move between the buildings. That's through there. Let's walk around and see what's what. Start at the bottom, I think. Steel plated to break through the ice. Norway. Oh, this was North Pole. Oh, the Goya. That's the other boat. We'll be looking at the Goya. Around Greenland. Up past Alaska. Where's the North Pole? Right there. South Pole. Here's the South Pole. So they sailed down, came into the Bay of Wales, and then walked in. I suppose they could have gone from that angle as well. What are these base camps? I don't know enough about it. Look, Scott, up here. Where's Scott, Wilson and Bowers? Tragic. Oates died. Oh, so they all... Scott made it. He did get to the South Pole. Yeah. But he got there after Amundsen. And died coming back. Wow. Oh, look, they've made it interactive on the top. So they're going to display, I think I've seen this before, they display food and waves. Yeah. This is pretty nifty. It's like little huts and things, isn't it?
Just sit and eat hot dogs.
Look at the rain and the blizzards. You know what? I didn't know it had a screw. I thought it was just a sailing ship. So they would have been able to propel themselves when there was no wind. You get
all the tar dripping down. Look. Bits of tar.
wow, after all these years, centuries, 100 years, right?
Yeah.
Well, this was built in the 1860s, I think it said. The drinks aboard the ship were mostly just cheap grog or grug, but the ice cubes were always spectacular.
Wow,
Like polar bear and an igloo. Can you go in the igloo? It's an interactive thing. I'm gonna get on my knees. I thought I could crouch down, but there's no way I can crouch down. It's alright for the kiddies, eh? Shall we go up and get on board? The statue out the front is 5 people, but you know they would have had a big crew, wouldn't they? Because 5 people aren't going to sail this. Why did I feel that was rocking all of a sudden? Gosh, it's like 3 levels. It's like a big cruise ship, isn't it? Johnny Depp comes swashbuckling down. Okay, do we want to feel what it feels like to be rocking? Got someone up in the crow's nest. No. It's astonishing, isn't it? Because all they had was the technology of their day. You can imagine it nowadays, but hard astern, midshipman Smith. Into the galley. All their supplies. Shutbullah, look, meatballs. I thought that was somebody there. Pancakes, yeah? That is so authentic, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's his kitchen. So this is where they do all the repairs and stuff. I think we follow it through that way. Let's do it. Good to know that they could propel themselves if there was no wind.
Resulted in great opportunities for both singing and dancing. Card play, whist, and Boston was a popular amusement, and a record of scores was kept. The competition was fierce, and some loud quarrels took place here. Other leisure activities included the board game Hall, checkers, reading from a well-stocked library, and publishing Blessing's newspaper, Fram.
At least they had privacy, right? To have their own cabins. Although I would imagine their sleep patterns were not normal, were they? Oh, so we actually get down there. Wonder where their fuel tanks were then. Look at that, is that all of that just for one little propeller blade? That would have been the exhaust then, wouldn't it? For the fumes to go up. Actual footage of the photo. So I guess this must be like all their supplies and stuff. Boxes and boxes of the things. The hold, that's what it's called.
There were sewing machines for sail making and for new clothes and repairs, a portable smithy for metal work such as specialized sledge fittings and for the vital leak-proof paraffin cans, and a carpenter's workshop for customized sledging provision boxes and folding equipment.
Get into the bow of the ship. They were definitely well prepared. My mental image is just a sailing ship, but here they are with diesel-powered generators and propeller blades and electricity. What was stored in the hold beneath your feet? 70 tons of fuel held in 20 tanks before they left for Antarctica, so that's below us, right?
Yeah.
What were the most popular Christmas gifts received by the crew? A dartboard. Not to be used in close proximity of children. Can't see that. So light. Favourite snack? What is that? A favourite snack? Chocolate. That's a chocolate bar.
That's a very gone-off chocolate bar.
Yeah, don't eat that. Up we go. This was Roald Amundsen's room. We got here is where they all sat and ate. This is brilliant. This is actually telling us everyone who was on board and what their jobs were. Second in command, first mate. What is a first mate? Roald Amundsen. Carpenter, ski and sledge maker. And ice pilot. We'll see the other guys when we get round from there. there is always some entertainment. I'm intrigued by the cinematography thing, the film they've got going on, as it makes you feel like the boat is actually rocking. Yeah, so they pulled the ship up because James was asking me how did they build the museum and then bring the boat in, but yeah.
No, my guess was that they built it around
They built it around the ship. So actually, look, the water came right up originally, so they reclaimed it. So finally, the exit takes you out through the gift shop, which has loads of very interesting souvenir type stuff. Fridge magnet. AI enhanced, do you think? I love this, the Fram. 15 quid. Yeah. Coffee pots, teapots. Lovely. Oh look, genuine Norwegian socks and hats. Norwegian tea. What are we looking at? 649 kroner. 100% quality. So 2,400. That's like 250 quid, isn't it? Shall I buy one immediately? That was the Fram Museum. Very entertaining. Shall we have a spot of coffee and a... Oh, isn't it? So we've got half an hour. Right, we've got half an hour to do this one then, haven't we? We forgot that it was Sunday, and Sunday is 11 o'clock start. We're going to the Kon-Tiki. So we now enter another exhibit for a Norwegian explorer, Thor Heyerdahl. He wanted to prove that humanity moved across the globe. So, would it be possible for the native tribes of South America, which was the Incas, the Aztecs, that kind of thing, to be able to go across the Pacific Ocean and settle elsewhere, the Polynesian islands? And so he built a balsa raft to prove that this was the case. So we'll see. We got the Ra, which was one of his second exhibitions. So we'll come and have a look at this in a minute. God, it looks fragile, doesn't it? But I think the Kon-Tiki is the one that's well known. I'll find out in a minute how long it took them to go across the Pacific. How do you think they had that on board, or someone's just put that on there? I see the fins of a great shark underneath.
Finally, one of the men got tired of the real shark toying with us and took a harpoon and poked the shark right in the head. He didn't like that, so he took off fast.
1947. 6 men and 1 parrot aboard was towed out from the mainland and cut adrift, leaving them to the mercy of the sea, which stretched out in an unbroken horizon. What is that? A tooth or some bit of balsa wood. That's the wood they built it out of, isn't it? Yeah. See how light it is. That's all these trunks are made out of balsa wood. And I think I read or I saw somewhere on a documentary that they thought that the wood would cause the balsa wood to break with the chafing. But what happened was it actually created the grooves. So the rope could be tightened. That's like the tree trunk of a balsa tree. Yeah. We think of balsa wood as just thin planks, don't we? The sleeping quarters, look. The Great Adventure. It's like, what can we do? And how can we do it? And how can we get there? A typewriter.
Wanavite.
Yeah, it really is. So they must have made like a documentary type thing. So let's see what his Ra adventure was. I knew that he had 2. He had a Kon-Tiki and he had the Ra. This was something about the people going from Egypt through the Mediterranean, I believe. Across the Atlantic Ocean in a reed boat. Around 3,000 years ago, important cultures emerged from Egypt and Peru. They had a number of similarities. Both cultures built pyramids, were familiar with the art of writing, worshipped the sun, and mummified their dead. The most important of all, in Thor Heyerdahl's eyes, were the reed boats. While ancient Egyptians sailed boats made of bundles of papyrus on the Nile, the indigenous people of Peru sailed around Lake Titicaca using the same type of boats woven from local Titicaca. Thor Heyerdahl thought that there had to be a connection, but once there must have been contact between the 2 cultures. So that's why he built the Kon-Tiki and then subsequently the Ra, to prove that the 2 cultures would have been aware of each other and possibly linked. The pyramids of Egypt, the pyramids that the Incas built. Wow. So when we think of today's modern society, we've got the internet, we've got mass global communication. We can talk to the International Space Station. You know, we can send messages to Voyager and to the Mars probe. It's only because of that modern technology that the world is a small place. So even as late as 1947, yes, we'd had World War II, and people could fly and sail around the world. We were still thinking, how did these people, well, Thor Heyerdahl was, how did these people connect 3,000 years ago? And so that's why he went out to prove that, both with the Kon-Tiki and the Ra exhibition. That's some feat, isn't it? I would like to think that this is the actual boat, as is the Kon-Tiki, and it's not just it's not just a replica catching the current coming through. So there you go, a little bit of museums to explore when you're in Oslo, and I've done them with my son. I think he was alright with it. I think he might have been a bit bored. But we're after fridge magnets, so thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on one of my other Norway adventures. If I haven't, this might be the last one. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye for now.